Welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurs en Fuego. We're documenting the journey of increíbles entrepreneurs. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Rivera. This is, by the way, Tres Leches Café Mexicano. You're the owner of Tres Leches Café here in Phoenix, and this has been dubbed, and I'm going to say this unfairly, the Mexican Starbucks. That's what they call you. I saw that somewhere in the internet, and I'm like, no. You are better than Starbucks, man.
That's right.
You're good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and tell us more about what Tres Leches Café is all about.
Okay, so the whole concept behind the coffee bar is to introduce a different style of lattes and kind of bring like this Mexican flavor to the valley. And it's, I have a dream one day where it can be kind of like nationwide. You know what I mean? Like a big, the next big coffee chain in America. But what we do is specialize in creating these really unique lattes that are just taking a different approach and trying to give people different options to caramel or just mochas or, anything that's, duplicated at every coffee shop in the valley or even the chain.
This is a cool thing about Tres Leches Café. By the way, my mother's favorite dessert is Tres Leches.
Yeah.
She will, every time that she sees me, is like, can you bring me Tres Leches pasta? It's like that.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what Tres Leches is, Google it. We're not going to spend the whole thing. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about some of the cafes. What is the most popular cafe that people go to Tres Leches Café and they say, I got to have me what?
The Tres Aztecas.
The Tres Aztecas?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, what is the Tres Aztecas?
So the Tres Aztecas, it's going to be on the other side.
All right.
The Tres Aztecas is, it's our most popular drink there. It's like the fuel of the cafe. Right underneath that's going to be the Café Horchata.
Café Horchata. Let me just explain. The Tres Aztecas is fresh ground espresso, Tres Leches crema, and Aztec chocolate.
Yeah.
And we grew up in Latin America. We're from Latin descent, and I remember the hot chocolate my grandmother used to make. And so I can smell the chocolate from here to Tres Leches to your place right now. All right, so you have Café Horchata. What is that?
Okay, so Café Horchata is like an agua sucia. Is this term that I've come to think. So it's an agua fresca but it's dirty. So we put coffee inside of it. But I figured out the formula to perfectly balance this drink because it is not an easy drink to make. It was the most complicated drink that I worked on for like 3 months.
Really?
And it's like trying to mix oil and water and trying to figure out the perfect balance for these two things to come together. Because otherwise, either it tastes like coffee or it doesn't. And it was so complicated. But we have a really good horchata recipe that we have there. We do the iced and hot, and it's actually 2 different recipes because of how complex mixing coffee and horchata are.
You've taken the Café de Olla concept, just to an entirely different level. And Café de Olla, of course, that's very common in our countries, Mexico and Latin America and so forth.
Yeah, so we actually serve Café de Olla on the weekends.
You do?
Yeah, we do. And I have it. It's my own recipe. It's very authentic, but I give it my own twist to it. We even have the option where you can mix it with our Tres Leches crema, which turns it into something really, really ridiculous. And I was trying to come up with a really cool nickname for this. And one that I had that I haven't really set into yet was called Café de Cumbia, which
I love it. Man, I love it.
So, but basically what the whole thing was is that the coffee was so good it started making you dance.
we're gonna. I tell you what, man. I don't know. Someday you're gonna have to have a Café en Fuego.
A Café en Fuego. Well, you know what? We're working on Chipotle Aztecas, which it's spicy. So you know what I mean.
There you go. That'll be the Café en Fuego for the entrepreneur en Fuego.
Yeah.
So all right. So how do you get into the business of making coffee?
So I actually was a big old coffee buff and snob for like years, and we used to just drive around all over the valley trying new shops and trying to figure out where the best place was.
Yep.
And I only have like one coffee shop that I still stick to and to go to because they just get my coffee perfect there every time. So, but as I noticed when I drive around, there's all these options. They're for like places to go to, but when you get inside a lot of coffee shops, the scenery is the same, the menu's the same, and everything. So I started coming up with this new concept, and I had a new dream. And actually, at our new location, which was our first location, the dream is slowly coming to life. The ambiance, the decor inside there, the music. it's turning slowly into this, you know, Mexican coffee shop.
Right, because the whole culture has to come in with a coffee in order for you to enjoy it, right?
It does, yeah. And we just recently started serving pan there too, so now you can, you know, enjoy pan with the coffee, yeah. And it's yeah, it's you know, it's I'm trying to get the whole thing together, you know what I mean? Because slowly our dream is it's coming together like on almost like a weekly basis. You go into the shop and you notice something's different inside there, you know.
And you have kind of a cult following right now, right?
We do, yeah. Our customers love us so much, and they're really crazy about the shop. Yeah,
they are, right?
They are, yeah.
Let me just read some of these other coffees. Café Churro. You have Tres Mexicanos. Flan. Oh, then you have the dessert Flan de Cajeta. Café Miclo. What is the Café Miclo?
So the Café Miclo is basically our white mocha with our Tres Leches cream. So this thing is like white, but it's still got coffee in it. It's still got some brown in it. So that's why we came up with the nickname, the Café Miclo.
Café Choquito.
The cochito.
Cochito.
So that one is actually the little maranito, the little piggy bread. It's a latte that I was able to formulate the flavor of that pan into a drink.
You have time to experiment with all these coffee concepts. I mean, what creates that? I mean, what fuels that creativity?
It's the fact that I have an open palate. Like there's just nothing for me. I have like everywhere and everything to think about, because there's no boundaries, because there's nothing set like this right now. So right. Everything that I create and that I do is all mine, as far as like the flavors and the drinks go. So I have the ability to I push myself to try to come up with the most unique drinks. Like the coffee horchata, we just recently redid the recipe for that. And now that coffee has no brown coffee inside of it. It's caffeinated with white coffee. And so the palate is there for it. And when you drink it, it tastes like arroz con leche without the rice.
Oh, man.
But it's coffee. It's still coffee. And, you know, so this is something that I was creating for another coffee shop theme that I have for a new coffee shop, but I wanted to put it on here because I wanted my shop to have the absolutely best drinks available.
As an entrepreneur, you have, like all of us, we have different challenges: growth, innovation. What is thus far your biggest challenge as the owner of Tres Leches, as an entrepreneur?
The biggest challenge that I faced right now, or getting started in general?
Yeah, just right now.
Right now, I guess, I don't know. I want to say capital, but I'm just getting anxious. You know what I mean? Because our business is slowly growing still, and the time will come for everything that I need.
In other words, you see the future already. You have that vision, and you're seeing yourself throughout the nation with this concept, but here you are. It's not there yet.
Yeah.
Is that the frustration?
I guess, because I'm getting antsy because I want to be able to share this with everybody, and I think everybody deserves to be able to have this option to them. You know what I mean? Because we're faced with the same option everywhere we go. You know what I mean? It's like going to a Mexican restaurant and all they have is burritos, quesadillas, you know what I mean, and enchiladas. And then you go to this other place and they're like, oh, they serve chilaquiles here. You know what I mean? Or like these things like, have you ever tried this? I'm like, I've never heard of that. And it's like, well, it's because I made it up. It's a new Mexican dish. It still has our culture in it, but it's something I've created to help you enjoy. You know what I mean? To give you a different option for eating. You know what I mean?
But it's difficult to create something from nothing. I mean, to create a flavor? It can't be that easy.
You know what? For some of it, for me, it kind of is, because I don't know what it is. Since I've been doing this, my brain just goes off electric, like all the time, about creating new drinks. So like I tell you, I have like a different coffee shop concept where all we do is Mexican cappuccinos instead of lattes, so that the drinks are different. So they're almost like a tole, you know what I mean? They're thick and they're rich and creamy.
Yes.
So for some of those drinks, I've been like pushing myself to create these really unique names and really unique drinks. So for that cafe horchata, for the different shop, it was called Cafe Orale, which was horchata. And you know, but like every time I'd explain it to somebody when I was trying to sell it to them before I turned it into Cafe Horchata, they'd be like, Orale, give it to me. You know what I mean? They're like, let me get that one. So then I did another one with the white coffee too, right. and it's with pecan, and I ended up calling it Pinche Pecan. You know what I mean? Because it was so good. It was so good, and I had to have this nickname that's like,
Right.
you got to try this, you know, like bam, you know what I mean? It's like,
Pinche
whoa,
pican.
let me get that pinche pican.
Well,
Yeah.
everything is unique about you, even the handlebars, man.
Yeah, the mustache.
Yeah. So what about it? Is there a story behind it?
There is not. I just started growing it out and started messing with it, and it kind of stuck. I like to be a little unique, as you see with my menu, and try to be slightly different. And that's kind of something that just stuck with me.
Tres Leches Cafe. There is no doubt in my mind when this goes nationwide,
Yeah.
we're gonna bring you back, but you probably just land on a freaking helicopter or your own private jet, man,
Yeah.
and go like, yeah, okay, maybe I'll give you 10 minutes of my time.
All right, man.
All right,
Thank you.
man,
I
brother. Thanks, I appreciate it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tres Leches Cafe. With that, we're out.